Ah, wait. Ooh, need some light. Oh, that's too much. And I need to put my top on. I'm always running late. I doubt anyone's here anyway. Let's get covered up. Ah. I just had a mad moment. Alexa, stop music. Just had this mad moment of realising I didn't have my laptop, and I need that to be able to read any comments, and I also need to sort this out. Is anybody here? Sorry that I'm late. We need to go up a little bit higher, I think. How's that? Oh no, I need to like change this angle. 1 second. Sorry about all this. Hope I'm not giving anyone headaches or anything. Oh my god. Okay, this is really now gone wrong. So, one moment. Okay, oh, that's wrong. That's the wrong way around now. Is anyone still with me since I just dropped you all on the floor? I'm so sorry. I'll just get this a little bit better. Look, I'm all sweaty now. I got all stressed. I just had to run, find my laptop, couldn't find it, then discovered my laptop was where, yeah, sorry, Frag Hag, sorry, check out her channel. She's got a YouTube channel. She does art with perfume. It's something quite amazing, and her Instagram's awesome too. Let me just cool down a little bit. I can't believe I dropped you all. That's one of the most irresponsible things I've ever done. Actually, no, I once lost a child, but we found it again. It was fine, but that was probably the worst thing I've ever done. But let me cool down a little bit. Let me have a little swig of my drink. How's everyone doing? Hey, Kay Sturgeon, hello. Oh, good start. How's everyone doing? Yeah, you definitely got some action there. Oh my gosh. So laptop's there. I just need to log into the bloody thing. Probably won't remember the password now. And then I'm actually going to see your comments properly rather than squint at the viewfinder. So let's get logged in. Hello, Cleopatra the 7th. Let's get logged in, and we're going to talk SB Parfums and what else? I've got some news, some offers, and also I've got something else I wrote down that we're going to talk about. Oh yeah, I broke my buying ban, so we'll come back to that. I was on a buying ban. We'll come back to what is now in the post to me. It's kind of exciting. And that's kind of it. And I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow as well, because I'm going to do another live tomorrow. But for now, we're talking SP Parfums. Is anyone familiar yet with the line? Has anyone got any favourites? Anyone tried them? Anyone want to try them? Excited by them? Not excited by them? Bloody hell. I shouldn't have put the jumper on, but this top is ugly and you can see my bra underneath. Oh, it's so glamorous here in Smurfy Towers at the moment. I'm getting carpets fitted on Wednesdays. At the moment I've got some laminate down, which is when I moved in, that's what was there. But you get these piles of dust float like tumbleweed across the laminate, and it's not pleasant. And I just want carpet, not everywhere, but out there. I'm gonna get some carpet, so that'll be really nice. Off topic that though, isn't it? Right, let me get logged in then to my YouTube. Turn the volume off on the old laptop. And then if anyone comments, I'll be able to see it. And I can see, oh, yeah, see someone commented just then and I just missed it. So let's now click into my own video on my own laptop. And I've got an advert, how annoying. So SP Parfums, anyone interested in what they smell like, what are my favourites, what are my least favourites, going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some discontinuations that are going to be happening very soon and special offers that is available on the website at the moment. So here we go, we've got some comments. Hi Rich Mitch is in the house. Kevin Fitzpatrick from the States. Hello Kevin, thank you very much. And Rich, hate YouTube ads. Sorry, but it earns me about 5 pence for every 1,000 ads you have to put up with. So yeah, they're gonna stay. Rich, you're in my house, you are. I haven't decorated for Christmas yet, but I did open a card from my mum today, so that is there as the one festive, if I can get it, put it there, how about that? The one festive thing in this house is that card. There was a cat sitting over there, but she's just buggered off when I dropped the phone, funnily enough. Right then, so SP Parfums, I've got a load here. Is there any that anyone is particularly interested in, or should I just fire through? I'll tell you what I'm going to do then. I'm going to start with the latest release, which is the one that I've just pre-sprayed. And I've pre-sprayed it because it's so intense that I didn't want to spray it live because it would just be too much and I'm not going to get exactly what it's all about in that initial spray. So this has been on here on this custom strip that is cut up notebook. This has been on here for about an hour and it's called Sea Salt Amber. Sea Salt Amber. I've been meaning to do a proper review on this and for some reason I haven't got around to it. And this is the newest one from SP Parfums, but it has been out a little while now. And let's give it a little sniff. And I'm going to talk to you, I've got the notes on a bit of paper here as well. So the notes as per the website, it's a walk on the gourmand seaside, immortelle with driftwood and spices, hidden chocolate and coffee. And when I first sprayed it, to me it smelled a little leathery. It was almost like a musty, leathery scent. But then the more it dries down, the more it becomes kind of like a briny seaside scent, but with this sweet, slightly edible element to it. I wouldn't call it an out and out gourmand, but it just has a touch of a gourmand element to it. Any chocolate is hidden, as it says here, it's a hidden chocolate note. It's a very abstract, subtle, in the distance kind of chocolate. It's more of a sea salt kind of briny thing. There's immortelle, and that can be syrupy and herbal at the same time. And in here, I would say the immortelle is not as dominant as it is, say, if you know Bond No. 9's New Harlem. It's not as strong in here as it is in that. But I think it just gives it this kind of sweet yet savoury feel. It is more like you're just taking a deep breath of sea air on a cold day by the seaside and there's maybe just one lonely stall selling some sweet treats, but it's in a distance and you're just getting it on the breeze rather than, it's not like smelling a bucket of donuts or anything like that. I'm sweating, look how shiny I am. I want to take the jumper off, but I look terrible with just the vest top on. So I'm not quite sure what to do. So that one's really interesting. You totally get the driftwood. Spices, nothing too obvious spice front at the moment with it. More about a sea breeze and a touch of sweetness. So that one is called Sea Salt and Amber. So the bottles are all like this and they just come with a little plastic thing to stop them spraying, which I often lose, not always, but more often than not, I end up losing them, dropping them on the floor, treading on them barefoot, and making various, well, you know, maybe swearing a little bit. So, Sea Salt Amber, Sven Pritzkalate is the perfumer and he handwrites these labels, and I love that. They have this feel, this kind of like laboratory, apothecary kind of feel, which is kind of relevant because Sven is actually a chemist. That's his original trade, and all of his fragrances are highly concentrated. I think pretty much all extract, and in my experience, very, very rich and long-lasting fragrances. Anne Christine Ramberg Moyne. Chocolate is hidden in the leather pouch. Yes, quite possibly. And Tracy from Comfort and Sense. Hi Tracy, like the sound of that one. If I remember, and you know what I'm like, if I remember, Tracy, poke me in the ribs from a distance and I'll try and send you a sample. So let's give you some news. So first piece of news is the Christmas scents are available now. Every year Sven releases his set of 3 Christmas scents, and there's the Nardus one, there's the Paolo Santo and Christmas Cassis. I've definitely got Christmas Cassis. I have that in a travel spray. This is what the travel sprays look like. They are 7.5 mils and they're really nice. The sprayer works really, really nicely, and like that. And I'm wearing some Christmas Cassis up here, and this one is a beautiful blackcurrant fragrance. It's got this kind of herbal, almost curry-like note mixed in with it. It's really interesting. I really enjoy the blackcurrant. I think it's gorgeous. A curry note, oh, my card's fallen down. The curry note is different and I'm not sure if I'm loving it, but it is a nice fragrance. It doesn't smell like sweat. It just smells a bit like curry leaf, almost like a curry leaf / cumin in there with the blackcurrant. The blackcurrant's kind of fresh, juicy and sweet, and it's a really nice one. So that's Christmas Cassis. So they're available at the moment on the website, but they're not always available. Oh, Mr. Smelly's here. Hi, Dan. Yeah, he loves SP Parfums. So Dan's favourite is the Lignum Vitae Forte, which is by its very nature not my favourite because it's quite a heavy sort of patchouli-ish fragrance. I think I've got some here. Let's have a look. Maybe not. In the meantime, let me give you some more news. So the other piece of news is that the discontinuation of fragrances. So he's actually discontinuing the fragrance line that he did with Miguel Matos. So the which one is it? Oh, it's a Funfair and Suntan Glam and Lisbon Blues are all being discontinued. I don't know the reason behind it. I didn't ask Sven. I didn't know if there were personal reasons or if it was production issues or what. or sales. I have no idea, but he is discontinuing those. So if you want them, you need to get them now, because once they're gone, they're gone. I personally, out of all of those, love Suntan Glam. And Sven is very generously, I have to tell you now, all of these have been sent to me for free, under no obligation of anything. And Suntan Glam was one of the first things that I fell in love with when Sven did send us some stuff, and he just sent us another parcel of extras. So I've now got a backup bottle of my favourite powder and dust. We got another Suntan Glam, so Dan's now got that at his house, and a few other bits and pieces. But Suntan Glam is the one with Miguel Matos that I love the most. And this one is so dynamic, it's crazy. Let's spray some. So Suntan Glam is, it has a dirty monoid accord, according to Sven. And this is all about a glamorous Portuguese beach kind of party style thing. And so this has a suntan lotion. It's very rich, sort of frangipani, tiara flower, coconut, vanilla, but this isn't your typical beach scent. To me, it smells like there's quite a lot of benzoin and resins. It's a little bit smoky, and then as you wear it, it gets quite dirty. There's a very dirty kind of musky feel to it, and I've always described it as people making love in the suntan dunes at the end of a very long, hot day sunbathing. It's just got that slightly animalic dirtiness without being too downright filthy. It's a beach scent for people that maybe wish beachy scents were just a little bit more daring and exciting. And I actually think it's a masterpiece. I think it's amazing. So it's such a shame, as Dan says, such a shame it's been discontinued. I have to be honest, the others in the line were not my favourites. Lisbon Blues, which I have here, has always reminded me very much of cannabis. Every time I smell it, it smells very green, very herbal, a bit smoky, and it's, to me, reminds me of my younger years when my brother would smoke a lot of dope around me, and I might have maybe just shared a little bit with him, but it was never really my thing. But there is more to it than that. It smells like a bag of dried weed, but there's quite a sweet floral element as well at the same time. I think I'm liking this more than I remember. There's almost like a sweet yellow floral, but a strange kind of herbal cannabis thing as well. Very, very interesting fragrance. Not one I've actually dared to wear, but I'm kind of tempted to wear it now. Changing my mind about this one. It's got this really lovely sweet yellow floral thing. It's a paradox. It's really interesting. So that one is Lisbon Blues, and the other one that's being discontinued is Funfair. So Funfair, the notes were everything that I love. I can't remember exactly what they are, but there's like a caramelized popcorn in here, and it was one I was so excited to try. So I have we'll call it a fun size because it's Funfair. So yeah, I could smell immediately a very strong salted caramel popcorn type note. But to me, and there's a note of churros. So if you don't know what churros is, I think it's a Mexican origin dessert. It's a little bit like a donut, but not a donut shape. They're generally sticks, and you would dip them in a dulce de leche, lovely sauce, or and I think they usually got a bit of a cinnamon sugar on them. So there's a churros note in here, including the cinnamon sugar, and I can kind of get that fried food feel. But to me, I've always found something slightly disturbing about funfair. I think if you like a gourmand but you don't want them all sweet and easy and pretty and edible, if you like your gourmand to have a disturbing edge, then you might like funfair. Because there's things in here that I love, that sort of caramel, popcorn, but there's just something strange about it. There's something I can't pinpoint that's slightly weird to me. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells slightly weird. And I can't pinpoint it. But it's not, it's one I've not really worn. But it is really interesting. It's an interesting take on a gourmand. So if that kind of thing takes your fancy, you need to hurry up, because once it's gone, it's gone. So they're the discontinued fragrances. It's the ones that he's done with Miguel Matos. They are going. So if you're interested, grab them, especially Suntan Glam. If you love a beachy fragrance and you wish that beachy fragrances were a little bit more exciting, Suntan Glam is quite possibly going to be exactly what you need. But you need to like resins and sort of a little bit smoky. Gaith Wade, greetings from Norway. Love the coconut, accord or note in perfumes. So you would probably like Suntan Glam, I think. So the other news, what have I got here? So the other news with SP Parfums. So he's got some deals that he told me about. So with every order of powder and dust, which is my favourite from the line, you get a 7.5 travel sprayer, so one of those, of powder and dust, and then another one of your choice. So you would get your bottle of powder and dust, the travel spray of powder and dust, plus another travel spray of your choice, all included. And that's a limited offer until the 20th of this month. And also coming soon, he's told me about his newest fragrance. It's not available yet, and I don't have a sample, so I can't talk to you about how it smells. And I'm not sure it's going to be one that I will be liking. Coming soon, sea salt tar. Yes, tar, T-A-R, as in what you tarmac the road. Yeah, I'm picturing the black tar. Isn't there a bottle of black tar in Winnie the Pooh? There's a cartoon and someone gets covered in black tar. Can anyone remember what that one is? So you know what I mean by tar. It's a very interesting smell. Some people will love it and some people will hate it. But that is what he's working on at the moment, and that one is coming soon. He's also discontinuing Nowhere Fast, and that is the one that's inspired by red matches. And it actually smells very, very smoky and literally like you've just struck a match. Really interesting fragrance. I don't have my sample here. Dan maybe has that one at his house. We've got a travel spray of it somewhere between us. It was a really interesting fragrance, as crazy as T-Rex by Zoologist. I would put it in that kind of ballpark. A really strange fragrance that, quite frankly, I probably wouldn't wear. But if you like your challenging and your strange and your arty fragrances, you may well enjoy it. Nowhere Fast. Rich Mitch, have I tried Tejota? Yes, a long time ago. I had a sample. I really liked it, but you know what? I thought it smelled a little bit like Choco Musk from Al Rehab. Not dissimilar enough for me to warrant paying the crazy price for the Tejota. So I got over my obsession with Tejota, because I was obsessed, because apparently it's the best vanilla in the world. And when I tried it, yes, it's gorgeous, very musky, very beautiful, not too foody vanilla, but actually probably a little bit boring, not much else really going on. Rich Mitch, have you tried it? Do you like it? Have you got it? Outlaw Frags, hello! Hi James, and we also have Sentitar, so Benjamin's in the house as well. Nice to see you both. Have you all tried anything from SP Parfums? Are you interested? Mr. Smelly enjoys the Creed Sublime Vanille decant that I gave him. I liked it, but again, I think it wasn't all that exciting. It was nice, but I've smelt it before. Anne Taylor, hello from Tasmania. Wow, you Tasmanian devil in the house. James from Outlaw Frags, interested, have not as yet. Rich Mitch Bois Vanille is fantastic. Yeah, Bois Vanille is really nice. I didn't find it, when I tested it, and it was only in store, Bois Vanille, I don't remember it being massively vanilla-y in the top notes. I can't remember, is it irisy? It's something else about it. It's not just vanilla, if I recall. Oh, must stop and take a drink. Drink of the night is lemonade with vodka. So I'm going for a teeth whitening thing at the moment. I've been to the dentist, he's done the whitening in the chair, and I have to now do a little bit of whitening at home, and you're supposed to avoid anything that's going to stain your teeth, so I'm avoiding Diet Coke. So look, they're looking quite white, aren't they? Anne, nice Tassie, she's a nice Tassie devil. I'm sure you are, Anne. Oh. So let me smell some more SP Parfums with you lot. That's sea salt amber, and it's getting a bit leathery again. This one, it's still got that sea salt vibe, but it's getting deeper. So maybe it's that chocolate and the leather together. Not that there's any leather listed, of course, but to me there's a leathery aspect to it. Rich Mitch, so Bois Vanille by Serge Lutens is not vanilla-y. It's got wood in it that keeps it solid and cool. It's got wood that keeps it solid. I'm so childish. Right, let's smell something else. On one of my notebook. This one I quite like, and I wouldn't expect to like this one. It's called Licorice Vetiver, and if you like licorice, this is a really nice one. It's quite a sweet, aromatic licorice. It feels a little bit like a fougere. It's got that ferny, smooth, almost musky, kind of cardamom-like thing going on. It's actually really nice. The name would potentially put me off. Anything with vetiver in the name can put me off because I worry that the vetiver is going to be too strong. I don't mind vetiver, but I don't want it to be the main note in anything for me anyway. But this is a really nice one. It's quite sweet, a bit like smelling absinthe, or it's almost slightly medicinal, so kind of like pastis. The French have pastis, we have Pernod. And oh, there's something else as well. So it's really quite an interesting fragrance. The vetiver itself, not really noticing at the moment. Definitely sweet and really nice. So licorice vetiver is definitely one of my more preferred of the SP Parfums. What I find with SP Parfums is there's sort of like two very distinct areas, and there's the wearable, where there'll be some that are really nice, some that I absolutely love. So the SP Musk, Powder and Dust, Suntan Glam, the Licorice Vetiver, they're all here, and they're fragrances that I really love and I feel would be a lot more mass appealing because I don't tend to wear the really weird stuff. And then there's this other ballpark completely over here of the really weird, crazy shit that to me is purely artistic. I can admire it for what it is. I personally wouldn't wear it. Someone like Wafts from the Loft would definitely be more into that particular area of the SP Parfums, and I am over here. So let's talk about one of those that I find unwearable for me. And of course it's all a matter of taste, and the one that I probably find the most unwearable from the brand is this one here. It's called Cologne. So when I first heard about Cologne, I was very excited because I thought it was going to be an SP Parfums take on a traditional cologne, and therefore how could it be difficult to wear or strange, because surely it's going to be a mixture of citruses and petitgrain and then just maybe a twist on that or something like that. But to me, cologne's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. It's almost, to me, almost Secretions Magnifique. There's something a little front bum about it, if you know what I mean. It's a bit bodily fluid, chemically strange. It's kind of musky, smooth, milky, creamy, but it veers a little sour, milky, as I said, front bottom from a boy, if you know what I mean. Kind of. I know it's not really exactly like that, but it's just a bit strange, very difficult for me to understand and wear. I don't really get any kind of citruses. I just get this smooth, weird, it's very smooth. Whatever's in there is blended, micro blended to a point of it just being this big, creamy thing. But yeah, it's not for me. Let's just read some comments. So James is on the vodka and Red Bull. Cheers, James. And Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or someone else. Benjamin, have you tried Crystal Patchouli? Crystal Patchouli? No, I've not heard of that one. Or I don't know if you're all talking amongst yourselves or to me. I got this bloody box in front of my messages. Okay, sorry, I'm not sure if some of these messages are aimed at me or at each other. George has sent me £3. Thank you, George. I've forgotten what it's called. What's it called? Live chat, super chat? Super chat. Cheers, George. Yes, Mr. Smelly, lemon sorbet is really good. I've got that one over here. It's actually called lemon sorbet and orange. Got that one there. Oh, that's good. And let's give it a spray on here. So this is absolutely wearable. Nothing weird about lemon sorbet orange. I wore this one when I went on a little holiday to Devon. I went to North Devon back in the summer, beginning of summer it was. So lemon sorbet and orange. It's really creamy, kind of, it's like a lemon and orange ice cream rather than a sorbet. So it's not sort of bitter and fizzy. There's a bit of a fizziness actually, but there's also a creaminess. So it's almost like you've got a big bowl of ice creams and sorbets. So you've got creaminess and zinginess and zestiness. This is probably, out of everything I've tried from Sven, the one that lasts the least on my skin. That's probably because it's got very volatile stuff, so lemons and oranges generally don't last too long. But it is really, really nice. It's kind of refreshing, awakening, but then there's this creaminess that makes it a little bit deeper than just a refreshing citrus cologne type thing. It's a good one, definitely. I like that one. So that's in one of my most wearable, that's in that pile, the wearable pile, without a shadow of doubt. Now, here's one that I really like, but I don't wear a lot, and it's called Delirious Oris, or is it Iris? I think it's Iris, Delirious Iris. So Anne Taylor, have you got a favourite from your collection that's just so different to anything you smelt and you're most complimented at the moment? Favourite from my collection, are we talking SP Parfums or my whole collection? Let's just check that first. Mr. Smelly's just sprayed lemon and orange sorbet as well. So we're scent twins right now. Just Dad Light, can't get over the crutch cologne. Sorry about that. Boys front bottoms, probably shouldn't be saying that on my YouTube channel, but you know. So Delirious Iris, I'm actually wearing that one up here. Sprayed it earlier. I think I'm going to sneeze. 1 minute. Let me see if I sneeze or not. Ooh. I think I'm going to sneeze, but I'm not sure. It might be passing. Okay. So Delirious Iris, to me, is like a woodworking shop. It's like you've got every single possible type of wood. And we are talking like wood from trees now. We're not talking about front bottoms anymore. It's like you've got all this wood and it's being worked on. It's being chopped and shaped and shaved and stuff. And you've got that kind of powdery wood shavings. But they're all different types of woods and they've all moulded together to make something that's actually quite tasty, almost gourmand. I really like it, but it's so bold, so strong, and it's a little bit weird. So I wouldn't necessarily put it in that pile with all of the things that I think are more mass appealing. I'd put it in the middle. It's not over here. It's not too weird. It's not hard to understand. It's just a little bit different than what you might be used to if you stick generally to designers or more mainstream niche. It sits in the middle, sits right there. But the iris to me is not as obvious as you might expect. It doesn't go lipsticky. It's not like you get in Dior Homme or any of the variants. I think it just adds to the woodsiness because iris can be a bit woodsy. But it is a really good one. Probably not a safe blind buy, but really interesting. And I like it. I just find it slightly weird and therefore I don't wear it too often. And it is so strong. So it's a one spray only for me. And I normally do eight minimum for most fragrances. So Delirious Iris is really interesting. Okay, Anne Taylor's question relates to my whole collection. Oh, okay, what's my weirdest thing in my whole collection that I love? Oh, that's really hard. So my favourite from my collection that's so different. So I do really love my Bedeau Hibou. So the company is called Bedeau, which is Bedeaux, and the perfume is called Hibou, which is an owl, and it's a really vibrant, orangey, woody, white floral, crazy thing that it smells like nothing else, and I love it. I find it quite addictive, so sometimes I just go pick up the bottle and give it a sniff. I don't wear it too often because it is a little bit odd. It's not something that you smell that often. It's as out there as Alien, Alien by Thierry Mugler, and I don't mean that Alien is strange because we obviously all smell Alien all the time. Imagine if you'd never smelled Alien though, and then you smelt it. It's kind of like that. It's just bold and in your face, but in a really good way. My most complimented is Eccentric Molecules Molecule 1. That one gets me compliments from strangers. I don't wear it that often because it probably is a little bit boring, but it's the best, it's amazing performance. I wore it in the hot sun and it really lasts. It doesn't get cloying, it really projects and it lasts all day, 12 hours plus. And I got compliments from someone selling me shoes. I got a compliment from hours and hours later from a colleague at work who then went on to buy it, and that they were both female. And I've had unsolicited compliments randomly from quite a few people with Molecule 1. But if someone said to you, what's the most exciting fragrance in your collection, what's the best, the nicest, I would never say Molecule 1, but it just has this addictive nature to it, and I think people do love it. Do they make leathery or boozy ones? They definitely do. Do you know what? I would actually say that Delirious Iris is a bit boozy. A kind of, I think it's a rum note. Might be a rum note, I think, or something like that. Let's see what else is a bit boozy. Dan, is Lignum Vitae Forte boozy? I can't remember. What we've got. Yeah, I think. Trying to think of boozy ones. And none of them are really obviously boozy. Lots of sort of things with smoke. I would say that sea salt amber to me smells a bit leathery. I think Lignum Vitae Forte is a little bit leathery. What else have we got? I think that's all I can think of at the moment that are leathery. Cleopatra 7, what is my favourite vanilla perfume? Oh my god, that's so hard. It will probably be a Guerlain. Actually, I really love, now it's not predominantly vanilla, but I'm always going on about my Insolence. So it's the limited edition, no longer available. It's called My Insolence, and this one has a really beautiful vanilla in the dry down, but it's probably not the most vanillic of my fragrances. So if we go for something a bit more vanilla-y, Bijon Aura Sublime is a gorgeous vanilla and resin. Starts off with a little bit of a citrus note, and then the citrus disappears and the vanilla's not too sweet. It's kind of woody and resinous, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So probably Bijon, or the other one I like that's vanilla-y is Lune Feline from Atelier des Ors, which is a rich kind of spicy vanilla. Again, it's not too sweet, it's quite sweet. Kind of goes a bit caramelized on my skin. Again, resinous, lots of vanilla. So Lune Feline and Aura Sublime, probably my favourite vanilla fragrances. Oh, so Cleopatra, you know that one, you love that one, that's interesting. Mr. Smelly, Lignum Vitae Forte is not boozy. Can't think of a boozy one. Just Said Light loves Lune Feline. Oh, it's gorgeous. I wore it the other day. Oh, I love it. And Lune Feline got me a compliment from none other than Jeremy Fragrance when I was at Essence in Milan. And Atelier, I had a meeting with Atelier, and I'd met Megan from Atelier des Ors by chance in Harrods a few weeks prior to going to Essence. And she came over, she said, oh, I recognise you from your YouTube. And she said, please make an appointment with us. We want to show you the new range. And so I did. I didn't really go around making appointments. I wanted to just chill and enjoy what was going on. But I had an appointment with Atelier and met up with Megan. She talked me through their new range. And really sweet at the end. She gave me the bottle of Lune Feline, so it was gifted to me. And then when I went to the final party at the end of Essence, I wore Lune Feline. And when I met up with Jeremy, he gave me a hug and he was like, oh, your fragrance, what is it? It's gorgeous. So he really enjoyed my Lune Feline, and it got me a compliment from none other than Jeremy Fragrance. So there you go. But I love Lune Feline. Incense Wood Spirit looks good. Not familiar with that one. My lips feeling a bit weird. I've got this dry lipstick on, liquid lipstick. A bit weird, drying my lips out. Okay. You Citrike, do you like oud? And if so, what is your favourite fragrance containing it? I don't like oud. I think I really don't like the Western synthetic ouds that I've smelled. I have smelled some now from Original Doré, and I think I appreciate the natural oud more. It's not as off-putting to me as the synthetic ouds that you can smell in the majority of fragrances. And I quite like their rose one. I think it was a Taif rose or something like that. Lots and lots of rose and some oud, but much more palatable to me than what I was used to smelling in the sort of more normal fragrances. Benjamin's off, so bye Ben, see you later. So let's smell some more SP Parfums. So I need to try Oud Maximus. Okay, I will. I'm sure you will bring it to me and we'll give that a go. So, green tea. This is one of the lighter, fresher fragrances from SP Parfums. And let's give that a sniff. This has got a very sharp, almost gin and tonic bitterness. So not in a bad way, but quite bitter, like if you drink, you know, that homemade lemonade. It's got that bitter, gin and tonic. It feels like a gin and tonic. Thank you for commenting on my goblet. It is pretty, isn't it? So I'm not really good with tea notes because I don't drink tea. I don't understand tea notes. So this is called green tea, but to me, it's more of a citrusy, lemony, gin and tonic type scent. Very refreshing, kind of relaxing at the same time. Perfect hot day summer scent. So that's definitely over in that pile of wearable, easy to like fragrances. Okay, let's smell something else. That's green tea, we've done that. Sun Milk Flowers. This is another one I've put in the more easy pile, but it's not going to be for everyone. It's kind of, it's a milky floral, but it's not sour milk. It's not a front bottom thing, but there is a milky creaminess going on in here with a almost like a pollen, like rich floral note. Honeyed florals. The florals are quite sharp and fresh, but then they're sort of sitting on this creamy milkiness. It's a really nice one actually. kind of like lily pollen. I'm not sure what flowers are in here, but it does feel like yellow thick pollen from a lily. And then this creamy, imagine the creamy waxy leaves of the lily. It's kind of like that. It's really, really nice. Probably quite feminine. If you don't do flowers, then you won't really like some milk flowers, but it's really nice. It's not the kind of thing I normally wear, but actually I totally could wear this. I don't know why I don't. It's really nice. Note to self, wear some milk flowers. I might wear it tomorrow. So let's go for, this is what I'm wearing right now. SP Musk. This is my second favourite from the line. That's how much I've worn. I love it. SP Musk. SP Musk has jasmine in it. This is not like, when you smell jasmine, sometimes it can smell a bit like you're walking past a jasmine bush and you have that really lovely natural jasmine. Or sometimes it can smell like jasmine essential oil, which is kind of concentrated and rich and syrupy. This is neither of those. This is an abstract jasmine, closer to the weird abstract jasmine in Alien, but there's this green sweetness to it. So there's azalea in here, which is also known as, what's it called now? Hawthorn. And it's kind of, it's very smooth. And there's this aged patchouli. So I don't always love patchouli, but the patchouli in here is very dusty and powdery, and it just works so nicely. And it's just got this musky thing. It's not like an animal, like, it's not like deer musk. It's not like anal glands. It's just musky. It's not clean like Body Shop musk. It's not dirty. It's somewhere in the middle, and it is just beautiful. I have received compliments on this one. I took it to work. I've worn it to work a few times, and on a few different occasions the people that I work with have said agreeable things about SP Musk. So it is quite mass appealing, but it doesn't smell like designer fragrance at all. Somehow it's niche, but it's very, very palatable and very lovely, but it really stands out as being different, and I absolutely love it. So SP Musk is my second favourite from the whole line, and I just love it. So good. So you sit strike. Lots of varieties talking about natural ouds and synthetics all smell very similar. Yeah, I'm absolutely not an expert on ouds at all, because I never really thought that I liked them, but I am open to smelling the more natural stuff. So SP Musk is definitely over in that pile of wearable, likeable, mass appealing SP Parfum fragrances. So let's go for another one that would sit in this pile. Is Pink Patchouli. Pink patchouli there. And so despite me not really liking patchouli, in here, and even though patchouli is in the name, so when patchouli is in the name of a fragrance, I generally don't really even want to smell it, because I'm expecting it to be very, very strong on the patchouli. I think that what Sven does with patchouli, I like. It works for me. So this one has, I think it's pink pepper. I think that's where the pink comes from. It's kind of a bit sparkly with a bit sweet and sparkly and vanillic. And the patchouli, it wouldn't surprise me if it's the same patchouli that's in SP Musk, which is probably why I like it, because it's this kind of dry and powdery and musky thing, rather than it being super earthy. Or sometimes patchouli can be kind of rich and almost boozy. But no, I don't know, not boozy, but it can be very rich and overpowering, and I don't then like it too much. But here it's dry and not too earthy and powdery and musky, and there's this sweetness, and it's a really, really pleasant fragrance. Pink patchouli totally sits here in the wearable pile. It's really nice. So we're getting through these. Let's do my favourite then from the line. So this was a collaboration between Yana from the channel Tom Elise and SP Parfums, and it's called Powder and Dust. I think I'm on my third bottle of this, and as I said earlier, Sven has sent everything to us for free, but I wouldn't say that I loved it if I didn't, and this is absolutely way up there and one of my favourite fragrances of all time. I try not to wear it too often because I don't want it to feel less special, but it is absolutely gorgeous. The pear note, I think, in here is what really gets me. It's like pear drops, liquid pear drops. If you know those sweets that you get from the shop, boiled pear drops. And imagine that you melt them down, liquidate them. And there's this sort of musky, almost papery note. And there's some yellow floral, I can't remember, I think it's mimosa, I think. And it's rich and it's vanillic. There's quite a lot of vanilla in here, I think. But it's not, it never feels like it's a lot of fragrances can dry down to being quite vanillic. So vanilla can take over, particularly the gourmands and the things, the white florals and vanillas that I like. Often you can be left with mostly vanilla. That doesn't happen here. There's a lot of vanilla in here, but it's just combined with everything, so it's just beautiful. It's a bit peppery, so it has this life. I love it. Now I know Dan from Mr. Smelly, he's not a fan of Powder and Dust, but to me I feel like it's universally appealing, but for some reason I'm obviously wrong, but in that respect, but I just love it. Absolutely love it. It's addictive, this smell. Absolutely addictive. So that, oh look, my bra. Do you like my cupcake necklace? So it's a little cupcake. So that's Powder and Dust, and that is my favourite from SP Parfums. Close second is SP Musk. Cheers. Okay, just got a few more to smell. What have we got left? Oh, we've done that one. Magnolia. Magnolia, I have reviewed this one on my channel. It's a very cool and fresh fragrance. Magnolia to me is icy cold. Again, has that kind of gin and tonic feel. Imagine a gin and tonic with tons of ice cubes in it, a slice of lemon, but with some magnolia syrup. Very, very fresh, invigorating, kind of a bitter-ish note. Again, I think that's why I'm saying gin and tonic. It's got that bittery note to it. It's also got a little bit of sweetness, probably from the florals, maybe some added things that are slightly sweet. kind of like a sugar syrup, but not much, just a little bit. So you've got bitter and sweet at the same time and fresh. Really nice fragrance. Totally perfect for a summer day. And a slight greenness to it as well. Just a hint. Really nice, that one. Magnolia is the wearable. It's in the wearable pile for sure. Let's see if we've got anything left. I think we might. One more left. So Rose Polaroid, which I thought was being discontinued, but last time I properly checked, it was still on the website. So we will talk about it. Rose Polaroid there. And this one, I wouldn't put it in this pile. I'm not quite sure if it fits in the odd pile either. This one might sit in the middle again. I wouldn't recommend blind buying this one because there's this kind of strange note in here. So the rose is nice, the rose is pretty, but there's some sort of sour, fruity, woodsy aspects that are slightly odd. I'm not sure that everyone's going to love Rose Polaroid. I think it's for the more abstract fans than it is, I wouldn't call it mass appealing. Dan's just clarifying, he wouldn't say he dislikes powder and dust, just finds it a little odd smelling in the opening. Yeah, it is it's more odd in the opening. Once it's been on your skin a while, it definitely gets a little more normal, I guess you could say. Mel Taylor, evening. Have to watch it back tomorrow. It looks like it's been a good chat. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, I hope you get to watch it back. Yeah, Rose Polaroid has this sharpness, this slightly sourness, woodsy. It has a little something of what's in cologne, which I find slightly weird, I think. It's just some unusual notes that I'm not that familiar with, but I do sometimes smell them in some of the other SP Parfums. So I would say Rose Polaroid is in the odd pile, actually. It's more strange than what I've been putting in that pile there. It's not bad, it's not funky, it's not mega animalic, it's just odd. It's just a bit odd, that's all. So that, I think, is my whole SP Parfums collection. And let's just check what we're going to talk about. So there's a couple of offers. I mentioned them earlier, but for those who sort of joined a bit later, SP Parfums, this is not sponsored. I did receive all of these fragrances over the last couple of years for free, but I'm not sponsored. I'm not under no obligation to tell you this stuff. I just wanted to get this out there because I've got so many SP Parfums and they're so interesting. So the deals that are online at the moment, if you buy powder and dust, the 30ml bottle, you'll get 2 free travel sprayers like these, and they're 7.5 mils. You'll get one of powder and dust, and you'll also get one of your choice. So that's quite a nice deal. That's limited until the 20th of December. Discontinuations are going to be Suntan Glam, Lisbon Blues, Fun Fair and Nowhere Fast. So if you like those fragrances, you need to get them quickly. Christmas scents are available. So the Christmas Cassis, the Nardus one and the Paolo Santo are now all available. And there's a deal on buying 3 travel sprayers for €90, and he does free shipping on everything worldwide. So go on his website and it's free shipping wherever you are in the world, which I think is really nice. And the other thing I wanted to tell you then, so going off of SP Parfums, and the other thing I want to tell you is that I've broken my buying ban quite spectacularly, and I've ordered, I've ordered Cuir Soyeux from Francesca Bianchi. So that's the limited edition one that she did with the Perfume Lounge, I think they're called, the shop in Amsterdam, the perfume shop. She's done this Cuir Soyeux, and the notes sound gorgeous, and I kept on thinking I really want to try it. I don't really want to blind buy it, but I didn't have any way of getting a sample, and I ummed and ahed. Then I thought, oh, if I split it, then I can sell some of the bottle to subsidise it. And so I've basically ordered a bottle. Someone's going to buy 10 mils from me, so it's slightly subsidised. So that is winging its way to me now, and of course I will be sharing my thoughts with you lot on that one, or maybe I'll even do a live unboxing and first impressions. That might be fun. And the other thing that I bought was on eBay. Someone was selling quite a few different things, and there's 2 blind buys. So what I ended up doing was saying, if I buy these 3 things from you, will you do me a deal? And they done me a really nice deal. One of them is My Insolence, so that will be my 4th bottle. So I've already got 3 bottles. I've got 2 50 mils and a 30 mil, and now I've got another one on its way. And so there's My Insolence, and then there's 2 blind buys. I can't remember what one of them's called. It's a German company. The bottle's gold. It's like Michalski, Eau de Parfum. It sounds gorgeous. And what was the other one? Oh, it's Yves Rocher Nuit Fleur de Noël. So it's, I think it's got almond in it, and it just sounded really nice. So I got all 3 bottles for £50, and I love My Insolence. So I'm so happy to be getting a 4th backup. I can't even believe I'm saying that. So happy to be getting a 4th backup bottle of My Insolence, and 2 blind buys, all for 50 quid. So I did it. And then I've got Cuir Soyeux from Francesca Bianchi on its way. Has anybody tried Cuir Soyeux from Francesca Bianchi? I'd love to know. Raj, Sentient Man, is here. Evening. Intrigued by Francesca Bianchi's line. He knows that Dan likes Etruscan water, so he's going to get some samples. Yeah, I would. They're really interesting. They are fragrances to take your time over, much like Papillon, which I'm pretty sure you've tried. I could be wrong. Much like Papillon, very, very complex, multi-layered. Take your time with them, because I think when I first had samples, I went a bit crazy and tried to smell them all at once, and I didn't actually fall in love with any of them. And I kind of put them away and thought they were a little bit too animalic or too strange. And it's only when I went back slowly and just tested one on its own and gave it time on my skin that I finally fell in love with the Lover's Tale and had to have it. I just had to have it, and I love it. Absolutely love it. It's just so complex and beautiful, and you never ever get bored of a Francesca Bianchi creation, because they change and change and change on your skin. Right, I think, so the only other thing I want to tell you is tomorrow I'm going to be live again, and I will be talking about my favourite discoveries of 2019. I'm also going to be smelling Angelique Encens from Creed, which is their exclusive. You can only get it in Creed boutiques. I've got a sample of that, and I also managed to get a sample of Guerlain's new L'Art et Matière, which is the Ylang D'Homme Bronze. So it's an ylang fragrance. So I'll be smelling those live tomorrow, along with talking about my favourite discoveries of 2019, and hopefully hearing about yours as well. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow if you can, and I'm really pleased that you all could join me tonight for this rather impromptu chat about SP Parfums. I was just going to record a video and upload it, but I thought it might be more fun to do it this way, and It has been really fun, so thank you so much for joining me, and I think I'm going to call it a night. Wish you all a good night, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Bye! And we press the cross.